accidents. For many, the challenge of rebuilding their lives can be overwhelming, but as part of a rehabilitation program, Melbourne's Austin Health Spinal Service is staging an exhibition celebrating 11 people who've done just that. Their stories are being told to help inspire newly injured patients to embrace a life that's very different from the one they enjoyed before their accident. Natasha Johnson reports.
31-year-old Dean Tabone can't move his arms or legs, but as the animal trophies in his Melbourne home testify, being a quadriplegic hasn't stopped him from pursuing his life's passion, big game hunting.
I used to hunt with Dad from the age of 5 and used to love it just as an outdoor activity.
So after your accident, you thought there was no chance of you ever doing that again?
No, most definitely. It's something you rub out and think, you know, it's all over, it's never going to happen.
That was until Dean Tabone tracked down a specially modified gun in America, which is operated by the chin and mouth.
To fire, just a matter of having the tube in your mouth and sucking.
As a hobby, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but hunting has given Dean Tabone a reason for living since breaking his neck when he fell off a suspension cable bridge at the age of 13.
Can you sort of describe what that realisation is, that your life's changed forever?
It's not easy. You just think that it's going to be like just hell, basically, not being able to do anything at all, or that's what you think, that you're just going to be either staying in bed all day.
When you see him like that, you know, it sort of breaks your heart. It's constantly there. You know, and you think what could have been would have been. I mean, even now, I look at kids his age and you think, oh, he could have been married, having kids, could have been a grandmother. You know, just things like that.
Totally dependent for his every need, Dean Tabone is constantly reminded of what he's lost. But in the 18 years since his accident, he's tried to focus on what he can do rather than what he can't. He's completed his schooling, manages investments and travels the world hunting animals. When you consider that he requires 24-hour care, completing 3 dangerous safaris, camping out for weeks in remote parts of Africa is a remarkable achievement. It earned him an international award and led to a meeting with former Gulf War General Norman Schwarzkopf.
It meant the world to me to be able to hunt again. I mean, just to shoot, just to be able to shoot again purely by myself, I mean, it was just a miracle, really.
1, 2, 3.
It's no good rehabilitating someone to their fullest physical potential if they've got no desire to live. And so if big game hunting is what pushes your buttons, then we'll go all out to try and find the way that you can do it.
Dema works for Austin Health Spinal Service in Melbourne. His team helps newly injured patients find fulfilment in a life they would never have wished for themselves.
Some people are quite amazing and will say, well, this has happened, how can I get on with it? Through to people that are completely flawed by it and will sort of shut themselves in their room and not want to communicate. It's really about just trying to find the spark for that person that's going to help them turn that around and rebuild their life.
To help ignite that spark, the Austin has created an exhibition around 11 of its success stories. After a 2-week public showing, it will move into wards and the Royal Talbot Rehab Centre to inspire new patients grappling with the enormity of their injury.
As professionals, we can tell people, oh yes, you know, you'll be able to do this and life will go on, but it has far more meaning and impact when it comes from somebody who's shared the experience.
Another of those role models is academic Meredith Wallace. 9 years ago, she suffered a serious spinal injury in a car accident while travelling in Queensland with her husband of just 12 months.
Were you ever worried that your marriage mightn't survive this?
No, because I knew Bob, but I was very regretful that we hadn't been able to have maybe 4 or 5 more years of just being carefree and, you know, running around doing what we wanted to do. Have you prepared it?
Yes, it's under control. I don't think there's any day that you come to terms with this injury. There's a sort of inevitability about it all. You essentially accept what's happening and build your life around it, and that life is different, very different.
With some movement in her arms, Meredith Wallace has been able to maintain some independence and continue her career as a shift work consultant. The couple has travelled extensively overseas and believe they've warded off depression by pursuing the things they want to do despite the difficulties.
You can lie down and die, basically, and some people do after spinal injury, or you try and make the most of it. And Meredith always made the most of it. And we've always tried to do things. If there's a challenge out there, you do it.
There's too many interesting things to just give it all away.
While overcoming spinal injury is by no means easy, Meredith Wallace and Dean Tabone hope their experience will help others realise that while their body can't be repaired, the person inside can.
There's nothing I can do or any doctors or anyone else can do, so the best thing I found was just to, come to terms with what I've got and do the best I can for the future or, for myself.
Do you have a happy life?
Very happy life.
Natasha Johnson with that report, and that's the program for tonight.